Did you? Hey, huh? Keep an eye out. Who's there? Wolfgang? That you? There he is. Smash him!
Keep an eye out. He's here.
biometric hand scanner. Stage 1. Biometric hand identification was affirmative. Now initiating Stage 2. Iris recognition scanner. Stand by. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow, I'll miss you. Paul McCartney, lead singer of the Stevedores.
What? Who is it? Stand and unfold yourself. Why is it so dark in here? Why can't I feel my damn protuberances? Am I? Could I be? Buried alive? Oh, what a fate to befall a man! Just like the Edgar Allan Poe tale! His prose was unreadable. Help! Well, hello.
Well. What do we... This is my temporal dashboard. I'm no ordinary fob watch or time trinket. I'm tracking all sorts. Where and when we are. Our objectives. Who you are. And I know it's a lot. But you'll catch on. Right. Now push that central button. The one with your face on it. For my next trick, I have the capability to give you an extra hand. Literally. Now, it seems my previous owner burdened me with a fairly substantial item. If you would be so kind as to remove it, please. Whew, that's a weight off. It certainly looks familiar, but we'll park it for now. Should you want me to carry anything for you, just hold an item above any free storage slot or my watch face and let it go. Go on. One last thing. Sorry. You can manipulate this here dashboard within the vertical spectrum by grabbing that bar at the bottom and moving it up and down. Wonderful. All right. Now, for me to become your pack mule, you'll need to upgrade my clockwork. Though exactly how eludes me. Unfortunately, my mind, like that box I was in, is a bit dusty. But I have a feeling our union is fate. Now, let's see. Oh, geez, what happened? Time has been cruel to this place. A modern electrified abode. Long forlorn. I wonder if we can get this place humming once more. Or at least get them lights on. Let's take a look around. Here's a novelty, Asher. A temporal shard. Picture a traveler, returning from a snowstorm. Upon arrival, he shakes the snow off his shoulders, which finds its way to the cabin floor. Well, in this case, it's time falling from our traveler's shoulders. A water-based, rifle. Not what you'd want in a time of war. Unless you're fighting fire, of course. Starbeamers. Looks like a childish trinket. Let's seize the day, my friend. And by sea. Now this could be handy. Great. That's well, to be honest, this is a strange type of ammunition. I'm putting this in a class all of its own. We will call it the Motley Crew. To make life simpler, trust these things to still be kicking. Probably past time we straighten up around here, to be honest. You know, it's great that you're taking the time to acquaint yourself with your granddad's abode. But if you ever find yourself a mite uncertain about what you're seeking, just tap and hold that button just below my face, and I'll give you some guidance. Ah, it feels good to stretch my legs again. Okay, I'll take the lead. Follow me, son. Well, this door could be all that separates us from illumination. You're a bright enough spark to open a door. Try that handle thing there. As our friends across the great Atlantic would say, this door has snuffed it. I could give her the kiss alive. That said, it'll cost me plenty in terms of my precious little energy. The sacrifices I make. Now, if you ever lost or stuck, just push that button and I'll do my best to offer you counsel. Would you look at that? This looks like the kind of thing we could... I take it these knickknacks are what's This looks promising. Fits like a glove. No, I don't believe it's a coaster. You don't even have a drink. But there might be something on that thing. Stranger things have happened. Well, just like Sinclair's last book, this looks lifeless. Might need some spark to bring her back to life. Yeesh, that's 7. Well. Aren't we a live wire? Huh, these wires look like they might be related to that locked box there. Relatively speaking, of course. Well, this is certainly gonna help us. Well, you ain't just a pretty face then, huh? Nicely done. If I was wearing a hat, I'd be tipping it to you right now. You won't find a better fit on Savile Row. You got a handle on this. Looks like you've connected up this contraption. What an ordeal. I thought technology was supposed to make life easier. Not like you just rode a boat through Sarah. Bully for you, Asher. And thanking you, ma'am. Adieu. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave. Away we go.
Well, kid, if you're watching this, then you made it. Oh, this far, at least. What I'm about to tell you might seem crazy, but it's important that you understand what's about to happen next. This world you know, battered and broken, is not the world that was intended. There are those that believe humanity was always fated to destroy itself. They'll tell you this future will always be inevitable. But this is a lie. You see, we perceive time and space around us as fixed, a clock steadily ticking ever forward. However, the lines between the past, present, and future are an illusion. Nothing but a thin veil behind which lies the path to many possibilities. I have left you everything you need to put things right. But be careful. Not all is what it seems. You must finish what I could not. Trust the Watch. Find his counterpart.
Was that a television I heard? Perhaps there's something we're meant to play on it.
The old fool. Always was one for dramatic exits. Careful now, kid. You follow down his path and, well, there's no coming back. House rules. Once the cards are cut, there will be no leaving the table. I'll be seeing you.
My word, that certainly got my attention. Who the hell was that second fella? Alice Comet. What is that? Now this looks important. Huh. A battery. Might be important. So, my counterpart. We need some answers. Perhaps intriguing. This contraption is some kind of encoding machine. Your grandfather clearly intended for us to utilize this thing. But we might have to search. Interesting. I'm guessing this is important. I know you ain't the help, son, but could you clean that picture off? It might reveal to us something about this counterpart we're looking for. Cosmonaut Alexei Leonov. A Russian? First man on the moon. And the date, it's circled. 1968. Well, that doesn't seem right. Hold on. Those Russian words. I think I can translate them. Congratulations to Mother Russia. First country to land on the moon. Wait. I know my memory's filled with cobwebs. But Russians were the first ones on the moon? Is that right? Now that's a thing of beauty. Shame. Just needs a battery. Star beamers. Looks like talk about staring off into space. How is this gonna help us? Oh, bless my stars. What is the meaning of all these constellations? And there sure are a lot of them. Eureka! This looks intriguing.
Swipe code incorrect.
She's back. And still a real peach. But don't fret. Let's take a step back. Have you got the right patterns from that Starbeam device?
The code you have entered is incorrect.
Madam, if you had a few more cogs in that thing you call a head, you would just let us in.
Incorrect. Would you like to take a break?
Break? Why, yes. There is a particular type of break I'm after. Let's try again.
Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. Swipe code phase 1 accepted. The code you have entered is incorrect. Swipe code phase 2 accepted. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Incorrect. Would you like to take a break? Swipe code incorrect. The code you have entered is incorrect. Access granted. And remember, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream. Vincent van Gogh.
The sight of the stars makes me dream. Van Gogh saw plenty of stars, if you catch my drift. Excuse me. What a strange closet. You smoke? Bad habit. But given... And just like that. Presto! Well, this is screwy. You ever read Turn of the Screw? A decent ghost story. But let's hope easy does it. Almost there. You got it. Time to get a handle on things, I suppose. Get in there. Incredible. Back in my day, in order to get married, you sometimes had to jump through a great variety of hoops to get the parents' approval. It was tiresome and trial-filled. I've seen a fair amount. Well, I'll be damned. Do you hear that? It looks dangerously unstable. Like it's tangled in a mix of Woo! Wait! That's got as much punch as my uncle's moonshine. But then again, his stuff sometimes did make people go blind. I'll be. I thought I had some modifications. This fragment thing, this antiquity fragment, it feels connected somehow. Try placing it into my counterpart, maybe. Something's god dang happening! looks busted. Perhaps we can get it going. Any chance of putting it back together? Some thug's done a real number on this wireless. Perhaps another embodied this very host just moments ago. I shudder at the thought.
Eagle? This is Houston. We still have no response from you. Mission time on Moon now at 17 hours and 42 minutes. We presume the worst.
Damn it! We can hear them, but they can't hear us. A cruel fate. No doubt orchestrated by this miscreant who saw fit to derail this expedition.
Patching through President Nixon now.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. And though the Soviets have accomplished putting the first man on the moon, know that for us Americans, who dared send 2 of our sons into the unknown, sons who laid down their lives for a most noble goal, the search for truth and understanding, we will not give up. Every human being who looks up at the moon in the nights to come will know that there is some corner of another world that is forever mankind.
Goodbye. Dang, this blasted radio is beyond repair. These poor souls. Thank you for lending us your eyes with which to see this catastrophe. And know that if we can change what happened here, we will. Huh. Locked? Those metal clamps are fused together. We got more chance of getting frostbite in Hades than we have of cutting through them. We need some form of heavy-duty slicing apparatus. Ah, you're gonna cut your way inside that silver bird. Let's do it. And don't dally. Oh, look at it.
throwing up hellfire. It's working all right. Well, what have we got here? We're in. Let's pick up the pace, kid. Wire cutters. Ooh, a new ammunition. Great. I have created a new ammunition category for us. Mainly used in shotguns or as flares. This stuff can pack a punch up close. Well, open sesame. By Jove, what 2 antiquity fragments. Ain't this grand? Your grandfather certainly left some breadcrumbs. Well, after you. Here we go again. Take a look at this. That deep green. So enchanting. So lonely. We're in Central America, son.
Yuri! Up here! Yuri! First your ears, now your eyes. You old fool! Up here! Days we've been traveling now. Not a sign of any natives to challenge us. And now this incredible temple.
A busted bow? Well. Another ammunition category. More to the nicely done. I've created a new arrow category. Great snakes. Don't do shit. Easy now, Asher. Did he say gold? I'll be damned. Sounds like we're the Tomb Raiders.
And no more chat about hidden traps and awakening spirits of the dead.
Yeah. Look, there we go. Straight as an arrow. Put a fork in it. We're done.
And no more chat about hidden traps and awakening spirits of the dead. I'll see if there's a up here.
Mercy me. That was a close shave. Dasher, hush up and listen. Them ain't just common varmints. No, sir. They's something worse. I think that's the, Temporal Management Bureau. Let me tell you, boy, they ain't here for handshakes. Whatever path your grandpappy set us on, someone ain't pleased.
Moving cover. Inside. Inside. There. I see him. Okay, team. Take him down.
like a bull in a china shop. Keep turning up. I'd say that's a sure sign we're making progress, Asher. I don't think this is jewelry. Not my type, anyway. But it does look like it might be worth a few bob.
Huh? Spread out. Make sure eyes on target. There. Down the eyes on target. Eyes on the target. Take it down.
Another piece of the pie. But to what?
Show yourself, coward. Delta, positive ID on target. Proceed to neutralize.
Sweet buttered corn on the cob, Asher. You're lucky I'm watching your back. Remember, son, we are hitching a ride with a soul fated in time, and I've just saved their bacon. Try to treat our host with a little more care next time.
Delta, proceed.